Welcome back for our somewhat daily SNG short videos. And lately they haven't been so short. We'll see how it goes today. I'm not making any promises, but sometimes we exceed 29 minutes and get to a whole 30. We do a lot here. I do a lot here. And you might notice today, and I'm not going to try to cover it up anymore, I'm a little under the weather. Now, I have not had a cold or flu since 2008, and there's very good reasons for that. I'm not going to go into it here because it'll turn political with many of you, and I don't do politics. Suffice to say that we went and visited our grandchildren a couple of weeks ago, and Mary caught a cold from the 2-year-old, which I didn't get till 3 days ago. And it's real bad at night, and it's real bad in the morning, and by the time I get here I'm okay. But I don't believe in a no-win scenario. I will not stay home and rest in bed and lay around and mope when there's work to be done. And a lot of that work is being done for you. That's right, you. You know who you are. I got orders out there to fill, and you're extremely important to me and to Mary, and so I'm not gonna let a little stinking cold keep me down. And to answer your questions, which you're already by now thinking, oh, maybe he has COVID. I do not have COVID. I've had both my vaccinations, and I've had my booster, and so has Mary. I can smell, I can taste. Boy, can I taste and smell still, because I've been making food every day and feeding us breakfast and dinner, and everything is fine in that department. So it is a cold. In my chest, starting to move up in my head. It'll be in a few more days and I'll be past it. But in the meantime, it's not keeping me down. So I got a bunch of parts to make for orders in the back of the studio, the bay. And I got my parts today for the scratch-built T51 slot car I've been doing. And they came from New Zealand. It took exactly 2 weeks. Thank you, John Warren, for getting those parts here. Now I have my aluminum wheels that he turned for me, and the custom tires and wheel inserts for mini light mag wheels that were used during that era. So let's go take a look at all that stuff and get busy. So I'm very excited to get these parts from John. It takes a while for them to get here from New Zealand or from the UK or any other place that I get parts from. I find that getting parts from New Zealand and from other locations around the world very beneficial, because in most cases they are parts that you can't get anywhere else. So here are the rims or wheels, and these are the front ones. Now what I find interesting is I've got, oh yes I did, because I ordered double sets, because I'm going to build another car and I'm going to make that car for sale to any slot car collector that would like to have a Cooper T51. These are very, very nice. I mean, they're just great. And so here's the rear, making sure I'm in camera. And there we go. Beautiful, nice grub screws. Where are you? There they are. They're in there, in that little hole, I promise you. John, these are fantastic. You do really great work. Here's the tires, and these are the rear tires. They're open pored, but they round around this way just enough that you can get back detail on the back sides of them as well. These are beautiful. And I believe we even have some tread on those. So that's very cool. Not everybody watching my show understands about slot cars. So these tires fit on like so. They fit perfectly. Oh God. Thank you, John, for making my life so much easier. That is beautiful. And then, oh, and one more thing. It looks like you gave me some extra tires, John. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to put these, I've taken the old rims off. I need to take these off too. So I'm going to put those on like so, and using, of course my hand is blocking everything. I really need to get around from another angle, but but I'm going to get these out to about the right distance, which is about there. So I'm going to have to actually mark these and cut later the wheels, the axles. I don't want to tighten them too much, because you strip them, because aluminum does that. This is the other one, and that should be on here right about there. I need to open, whoop. Do not want it going on the floor. It'll go into the spider pit, never to return. I'm hoping maybe this angle works better. So I'll put that on there. Fit very nicely. These to be right about the right. Go, not too tight. Nice, 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 nice. To the axle. So that gives us those. I get so excited. I mean, it's exciting, you know? It's just exciting to watch your creations come alive. Never gets old. So now we're gonna do the fronts, like so, and so, and we're gonna put these are the fronts, right? Yes, they are. Right, 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 right. Right, right. Okay, so I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put that on to back off the grub screws. God, John, these are just wonderful. Yeah, these spacers are just about right, the right size, but you can see how much axle's sticking out there, so yeah, we're going to have to correct that. There we go. There, now you hear that cold. Let's get those on. Boy, these fit nice. Whew, that's lovely. Okay, so here's a piece of old 1964 Revell track, and I can see that I've done a good job with the frame because you see the front tires are turning. That means these are making contact. It's sitting about the right height. Wow, thanks, John. This is just terrific. I could not be more pleased. I really couldn't. This is just excellent work, and I just love the way the car is sitting now. It's very scale and very nice. Thank you so much. I'll be back for more. Okay, so I just got an order for, well, another one of these X15 Deltas. This model has been very, very popular, and it flies very well. You can see on our SNG Aero website, which you're looking at the link to now on the bottom of the screen, it will show you the model up close and personal, and it'll also show some videos that customers have sent in of them flying, and it flies very well. So it's been very popular. Additionally, the X15 itself is another model that's been very popular, flies very well. The big secret to flying these is lots of nose weight. So the nose cones are cast up rather on the thick side, but it's a beautiful model, and if it just sits on your shelf and you look at it, it's gorgeous for that. That's what I do with mine a lot. I got an order for this one, which I don't often get orders for, but I do. And this is the rocket plane version of the V2 rocket. It was a proposed flying rocket with a pilot inside of it during World War II, and it flies also very well, as long as you got the nose weight up front. This is the original one I built back in 2010. So it's got a lot of nice detail in it, but again, you can see it much closer and much better pictures than in this video. What I have to do next is get the molds out and start casting nose cones. You've seen me do that before, so I'm not going to show you how that's done, but I will show you the nose cones coming out of the mold later. The other reason is this camera's battery's low and I got to put it on charge. So here we go, leaning low so you can see what I'm doing and me at the same time. I sloshed resin in here, 2-part resin, until it gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and then I spin it by throwing it up the air like a pizza and tossing it, and it comes out hollow like this. Now I've shown this in previous videos, but now I'm going to show you these parts coming out of the mold, I hope. So let's get this in here. These molds are kind of old, but what I do is put some pressure up, and out it comes. Now here's the boat tail for the same model. So I'm going to loosen the edges up on that, put a little air pressure in there, and out it comes. And that's the boat tail. Just really nice. So, gorgeous, in fact. So that takes care of the German rocket plane. Now this is a boat tail for the X-15. Anyway, out it comes. There's the boat tail for the X-15 or the X-15 Delta. So we got that part. I don't, as a whole, get rejects. Get it to loosen up a little bit down there, and then it'll come out. Here it comes. You can just see it starting to struggle its way out, and then it gets as far as the canopy and stops. There. Oh, it came out very well, actually. Wow. Better than I thought. So this still has to have some work done to it to improve it, but because it's an old mold. But overall, wow, that came out really nice. So, yeah, there. So now you've seen some parts kind of the mold. This little rubber mold here is for the vortex tips. Those come out like that. So I'm going to be doing this again and again. Another round today and 2 more rounds tomorrow, and I have all the parts to start putting these kits together. Okay, so the car is coming along very, very well. I managed to get a post, 1 screw in there, one right there, and there's really not room, so I have to do a different frame. This will work fine for my test model. I also moved the front axle much further forward because on the actual car it is, and I didn't have it quite forward enough. So according to this, the front tires and the front end are exactly in the right place. So I mean, we're only talking a tiny little bit, and it's looking really nice with the mini lights in it. I ran it on the track over there. It runs very well. I'm going to run it at home tonight. The body's on there, very solid, not coming off, sitting at the right height. So we're looking really good. What I have to do tomorrow is take this body and carve it all up. Now that I know where everything has to go and what holes have to be opened up and everything, I'm going to ready this body here for the next mold. And this mold will have a core. It'll also have the posts built in. So that's going to be really cool. I can't wait to do that. So this is a casting I got out yesterday. I think it came out quite well. It's also very thin, but very, very flexible still. So it took a couple of tries to get this the right thickness. And you can just see, I think, when I hold the light up to it here, how even it is. And I should probably really get a close-up of that, but it's really nice. It's like a moonlight or something, the way it glows. So it's a very even thickness. So when I cut open the openings, the thickness will be just about right, not too thick. I can always grind away stuff from the inside, but like I said, I'm going to make a mold off of this, and this one will have a core so that every time I pour one, cast one up, it will be an even thickness, and all the holes, the openings, all of them will be pre-opened. It'll just be this little tiny webbing of tissue thin resin that you just poke out and do a little file sanding, and that's it. Excuse my runny nose. I'm not feeling that great, so I'm going to go home, get some more rest, come back and hit it again tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's short. It was actually short this time, I think. I'll find out when I get into editing tonight, but I believe this one was a little shorter, so see you tomorrow.